Welcome to Impact. I'm Cliff Mitchell, your host. This is a production of the James Lawson News Network, and this is our opportunity to share with the greater Lawson High School audience the people, the churches, the civic organizations, the companies that are all making a meaningful impact on James Lawson High School and the students that have been brought to our school to acquire their education. And today's guest is Michelle Yoon of Prisma, Nashville. Michelle, thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Excited to have you. If you would, just kind of introduce folks to who you are, where you're from, kind of a little bit of your background.
Sure. My name is Michelle Yoon. I am from the small town of Beaufort, South Carolina. It's a really small, sleepy town in the low country of South Carolina. If you followed the Murdoch trials, then you've seen my hometown on TV. Also, Forrest Gump was shot there. Born and raised, every aunt, uncle, cousin that I have is from Beaufort, South Carolina, still there. It's beautiful. I always knew that I would not be an adult in Beaufort. I told my mom from a very young age that one day I'm going to go to college, I'm going to move to a big city, I'm never going to come back. And I guess I did that. I went to Clemson University. Okay. Go Tigers. Go Tigers. Yes, and studied there for about 3.5 years. I graduated early. I've always been a bit of an overachiever. And moved to Nashville to join a leadership development program that was started by a corporation that no longer exists in printing. So okay. I moved to Nashville to work in print manufacturing. I studied marketing in college, and when I was in school, I always knew that I wanted to run a business. That was my career goal. But I always thought I would get there by going into management and kind of working my way up the corporate ladder to in some sort of a leadership position, and did just that.
So we're here at James Lawson High School. Tell me a little bit about your high school days. What was the name of your high school?
I went to Beaufort High School. We were the Eagles. Okay. It was a small school. My graduating class had about 250 students. And I played soccer poorly all throughout my high school career. I was also in long distance runner. I ran cross country. Wow. And track for a very short period of time. I only did the longer distance tracks, and other than that, I was a horrible sprinter. So I started running and then realized I had incredible endurance and loved running, which actually led me to soccer. Wow. Because there's a lot of running in soccer.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Perfect marriage of sports.
Yes, yeah.
So you found that just the one sport kind of led to the other as far as being able to just keep on running?
Well, I realized that, I wasn't a fast runner, but I could run. I could just never stop. I had this ability to just keep going. And I really enjoyed running and just the exercise, like being in your head and kind of escaping and how clear your mind goes when it's just you and nature. And so I kind of looked around and I was like, what other sports have running and a lot of and soccer, and I had never played soccer before my freshman year of high school, and I just decided to try out for the team and see how it went.
So I think before the cameras went live, you were talking about you started your family here in town.
Well, for the most part, yes. So I met my husband in Nashville, and I was living downtown. He was living in Hermitage, and bought a house and got married in Murfreesboro. Okay. And then we actually moved to New York for 7 years. So we were young. I think I was 28 years old, and he's a handful of years older than me. We moved to New York and started our family there, and had our 3 kids and dog in New York, and then moved back to Nashville in 2019 with our instant family.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Which is more expensive, the kids or the dog?
Oh, the kids. Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
What type of dog?
So we have a golden doodle.
Oh, wow.
She's 12 years old. Her name's Bella, and she is the best dog ever. I will challenge anyone.
Is that the pretty tall kind of dog?
Yeah, so there's different sizes of golden doodles. Some are kind of small depending on what size poodle they're bred with, but she was bred with a full bred poodle. So she's like 65 pounds.
That brownish color?
Kind of like a dirty blonde, curly hair. Yeah, she's really pretty and
it's
super
kind of
sweet.
floppy everywhere.
She's really excited. Anytime there's a stranger, she loves humans and being petted and treats and just as friendly as they come.
Now, one of your children, I think, is on the track, a soccer team, right?
Yes, yep.
Okay.
My daughter Anna is 10, and she's been playing for the Stones River Country Soccer Club.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so you came to Nashville, and how did you end up at Prisma?
Yeah, so I worked for one company for a really long time. I mentioned the leadership development program. I did that. I worked my way up into management and ended up moving to another company in Detroit, still with the same corporation that we had just bought that needed some help kind of getting going in the right direction, and then had the opportunity to become president of a facility and move to New York to run that company.
Wow.
And so did that at 28 and was amazing experience, small company. And then after I had my kids, I realized, I really wanted to get back to being drivable to family. It's really hard. The more kids we had, realizing that they would only see their grandparents for like 10 days a year at the most was hard, especially for me growing up, seeing my family and grandparents and aunts and uncles every weekend. And so we decided we want to move back to the Southeast, either the Carolinas, Nashville, or Atlanta. Nashville was kind of number one on our list because we lived here and had so many friends here. And so I had the opportunity to come back to Nashville to be president of the plant that I had been a manager at previously.
Okay, now the current location that you got, or excuse me, it may have been the previous location, y'all actually purchased Parish Printing? Mm-hmm. Okay, yep. I know the Parish family. I was at church with them as a child. Yeah. And so knew Sean and Richie and the parents as well. Yeah. So that's how I was initially introduced to the company. And then to meet you, and for you folks to realize we have so many different folks in our community that are blessing James Lawson High School. And Michelle is one of those because in talking with them about our school and needs, she stepped up immediately to help with so many different little projects that otherwise would cost the school money that obviously you don't have unless you raise that money. And so many of you have already enjoyed the benefits of her blessings to our school. If you came to the ball games this year, especially football with a massive crowd, we had to open up 2 off-site parking lots just to accommodate everybody that came to the games.
That's awesome.
And your signs were crucial to that, because if you saw all the wayfinding signs to tell you where to park or where not to park, or turn around and go to the Royal Range parking lot, those were all the signs that Prisma provided and made our lives so much easier in this first year of managing the crowd control, which is a good problem to have. We set a record for attendance in our first football game for all of Metro schools.
How amazing.
So things are going great, and not because of people like yourself that's blessed the school. And thank you so much for that.
We were happy to help. Any little part we can do.
Well, and that's so crucial, in today's world of having, it's not just about giving money, it's about giving services or product or volunteerism. And Michelle and Prisma Nashville have been a great example of that. One of the things that we always want to do is make sure that you get a chance to meet the people that are really caring for our school. And obviously Prisma Nashville, tell us exactly where you're located.
So our physical address is 2947 Brick Church Pike. We're in the Gallatin area.
Talk to me about some of the services that your company provides.
Sure. We are a marketing logistics provider. We are a very tech-enabled company. So we help companies that have a national presence, that have many locations across the country or across a really large region, get their marketing collateral where they need it to be, when they need it, as cost efficiently and cost effectively as possible. So we can distribute to anywhere within 2 days within the United States with our footprint. We have locations in Nashville, in Phoenix, Arizona, Tucson, Arizona, and Austin, Texas. And we do a little bit of everything to support our clients. Anything from traditional print, catalogs, marketing materials, brochures, those sort of things, to signage is a huge part of what we do, and a big part of what we've done is support Lawson, whether that's wayfinding signage, vehicle wraps, building wraps, wall decals, floor decals, just about anything in the signage realm we can do at our facility. We have an amazing creative team, so we help with designing those things as well if our customers don't have the bandwidth to do so. And then e-commerce is a huge part of what we do. So creating websites for those companies that have 100 locations in the Southeast that all have very similar marketing needs, that their corporate headquarters wants to keep their marketing the same, from location to location.
Right.
They don't want to have, any of their locations go going rogue and misusing their logo.
Sure.
And so we help with that. And we give all of those different locations one portal to order from that has all of their marketing material, and we can ship to them within 2 days of ordering.
Wow, that's amazing. And I think the James Lawson News Network is going to assist us with putting some of that in the green screen behind us so people can see some of the things that you're talking about. Well, it's been wonderful to get to know you. I know our audience has loved getting to meet you. And please, by all means, if any of these services is something that your company needs, please feel free to call Prisma Nashville. And I know your staff will do a great job of taking care of them. And just want to offer this challenge to those that are watching. If you have a means to help James Lawson and our 1,300 students, be it being part of our Give, the number 2, Lawson.com annual fund, or participating through volunteerism of time or services or products, feel free to call me, Cliff Mitchell. I handle that kind of the aspect of our school, and if it's not something directly related to what I handle, we'll point you to the right folks. We've got 2 great areas supporting our academies. Mary York is our key contact there, and Jeremy Quinones works with our Community Achieves program for some of the benevolence efforts and things such as that. And we've got a great school going here, and probably because of great folks like this. So, Michelle, thank you so much for joining us, and look forward to a long relationship.
Thanks for having me.